Welcome to Luvnest's 16th challenger, Looney. Luvnest playing as Oster in the south, Looney playing as U.S. forces in the north. The map is Crossing in the Woods. Can anybody beat this person? Can anybody beat the horrible tyrant King Luvnest? Anyone? Let's see if Looney can give it a shot. He's going to go with the double rifle opening, sending his rear echelon troops left. Luvnest going with the grenadier opening, going right. The commanders are armor, infantry, and airborne against Luvnest's lightning bore, mobile defense, and close air support. So no mechanized assault this game, no elite troops. Luvnest juggles his Oster loadouts quite a lot actually, but at least one of the really popular ones always shows up. Close air support in particular, very popular. We'll see what he chooses to do on this map, I'm not sure, and it's going to depend on what he gauges he can get to work against Looney as well. Double rifle opening for Looney is going to go mostly left, as far as I can tell, and Luvnest is also going hard left, so there's going to be an early, hard engagement for this side. And it will be extremely important for both players that they win, because whoever does win is going to be the first person with access to a fuel point. It looks like rear echelon troops fall a little low at the beginning of that engagement, and they're going to backpedal slightly. Grenadiers spotting the riflemen in green cover there will pull back away from them.
Under fire! Grenadiers!
Grenadiers engaging against these riflemen at range. They'll get pushed out of the central point.
We have a fresh grenadier squad.
Squad repositions a little bit, jumping into green cover right there. Over here on the left side, Grenadiers take control of the fuel point, which means that Luvnest will be the first person to get a fuel captured, although Looney does have a significant munitions lead. Riflemen jump into this sniper nest. And sniper nests are a little weird actually, because I think a lot of models can fire out of like the same window. Looks like 3 of those 5 riflemen are firing right now, so that's pretty okay DPS, but it's dangerous because they're so fragile. Even small arms fire will bring them down pretty quick. They seem to be engaging against those grenadiers okay for now, while rear echelon troops and riflemen take control of the points over there on the right side.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Riflemen leave the sniper nest because it's taking kind of a lot of damage over there. Move to engage against these grenadiers, but get caught by an MG42 and they'll be forced to retreat. These riflemen move into a position behind green cover. There's not very much green cover in the actual capture circle. This thing probably only provides cover to about 2 models as far as I can tell. Rear echelon troops taking control of the right side victory point, and riflemen are making their way right to engage against anything that may approach from this direction. Grenadiers and pilots setting up in green cover behind that truck. Grenadiers push this rifle squad into this building, dealing heavy damage to them in the process. 2 of them die. Getting inside, there goes a 3rd. That squad will have to retreat for healing very soon. Looney has gone lieutenant. He'll hit the field now. And after that lieutenant comes out, he'll probably try and get out a utility car. Well, he does have, yeah, there it goes. Utility car queued up. And the map is pretty much split in half, with Looney having a very nice opening lead. 4.5 minutes into the game, 70 victory point lead, so that's a good position to be in. If he can hold on to the center point and right side point and continue to apply pressure left, should be off to an okay start this game once that M20 hits the field, and his lieutenant will also be a nice added bit of firepower over here on the left side against that grenadier squad, but he doesn't want to charge across open ground into those grenadiers in green cover, so we'll have to think about what he wants to do exactly. Luvnest charges against those riflemen, flaming them out of their green cover position, and Luvnest is going to go straight for Looney's cutoff. Nice cutoff maneuver right there, but the M20 is going to be hitting the field very soon, so this is probably going to be pretty short-lived. Lieutenant moves to engage against Pios in the strategic point over here. There's the M20 rolling onto the battlefield now. Riflemen are going to get pushed back into the base by the MG42 right here. And there's also a squad of riflemen not really doing anything inside this building right now. Pio squad does get forced to retreat by the lieutenant. Grenadiers are still holed up in this green cover position. Here comes the M20 towards the cutoff. No armor skirt upgrade yet, although he could afford it if he wanted to. Rear echelon troops will delay the capture of this point, somewhat endangering themselves. M20 is just going to try and kite those grenadiers to death rather than aggressively pushing them. Rear echelon troop needs to retreat, falling dangerously low. There they go. Lieutenant moving up to engage against these grenadiers as they move into red cover. That was a dangerous maneuver by Luvnest. That M20 might chase. That's a death, but he needs to be wary of mines. Luvnest managed to sneak a very nice teller mine right there in the road. No minesweeper yet from Looney. I don't know if he saw that getting planted. And if that M20 were to dive down the central road, there's a very good chance of it getting destroyed. Since the teller mine does one-shot the M20, skirts are no. Tier 2 going up here in the base, and Grenadiers are going to reinforce as well. Lieutenant grabbing the VP, and pretty nice cutoff right there by Looney. Going to cut off all of Luvnest's left side resources as soon as the Lieutenant finishes taking control of the point. Although those riflemen almost died in the process thanks to a flame current right there. But they will get away safely. M20 has a very good chance of hitting that mine. Oh my god, there it goes. There it goes. M20 hits the mine. Nicely laid mine by Luvnest right there, executing that really aggressive cutoff maneuver and using the space he created for himself during that time to pick up that M20 with a sneaky teller mine on Looney's own side of the river. Very nicely played by Luvnest right there. And he even actually has a minesweeper already, but it was already heading left. He was not expecting there to be a teller mine right there. Lieutenant falling very low against these two squads. 222 will push them into retreating. This rifle squad will also be forced to retreat. 50 cal sets up on this side of the river to fire against that 222. It's going to pull back for some repairs to its engine while Grenadiers move to take control of the right side. A couple squads over here. Rear echelon troops with a minesweeper and riflemen moving to take control of the strategic point, which will give a huge fuel advantage, at least initially, to Looney, while he controls both the left and right side fuels, but a cutoff maneuver is coming here from Luvnest to at least slow things down for Looney temporarily. 50 cal engaging against the 222 right there will suppress the minesweeper as it attempts to cross the river. That does mean Luvnest is free and clear to cross. There's no mine in this general vicinity. Nice minesweeping. Nice wipe with that rifle grenade. That was so sneaky. So many sneaky kills by Luvnest this game. Right there in his own base sector. Grenadier squad will be forced to retreat, and the 50 cal got stolen. 50 cal has been stolen. This very temporary fuel advantage that Looney had, having both fuel points, just basically got spent on this AA half track, and now Looney is about to lose pretty much the entire map. Pretty good chance of him losing this rifle squad too. There goes another rifle squad, only 3 infantry squads remaining right now.
We have a full squad.
The sector is secured. Our opponents are seizing a sector. The bunker has been converted to an emergency medical station.
Grenadiers wrapping up all territories on the right side. Riflemen trying to retake the center, and the left side fuel being taken by this flamethrower. There's the first AT gun from Luvnest, and he has not chosen a commander yet. No indication of him going past Battle Phase 1 yet either. Close air support still a pretty real possibility. But with a lead this big over Looney's forces, I think Tier 3 is a definite possibility. Looney will field some paratroopers here on the right side to try and set up a very strong force over here on the right between his lieutenant, AA half-track, paratroopers. It will take a pretty coordinated push by most of Luvnest's forces to win an engagement for this area, and that's what he's sending right now. AT gun heading right, Minesweeper, 222 Grens up against Lieutenant, paratroopers, and AA half-track. The crew will finish taking control of that point. Minesweeper grabbing the fuel itself. Lieutenant has green cover here. Paratroopers trying to decide if they want to backpedal or push. There's an AT gun, gets a first shot off on the AA half-track, which looks like it should be able to get out of range to safety. Gonna park on that half of the river. Lieutenant has not dropped any models since taking up a position in this green cover. Seems to be pretty safe from the autocannon. AT gun can't get too close to those paratroopers without being in pretty serious danger. There's a long-range shot, but it's been repaired just enough to survive the second hit. Meanwhile, here on Looney's cutoff, a squad of grenadiers is going to cut off all of Looney's resources again. Grenade tossed somewhere. Doesn't look like it was on target. Whatever he threw it at. .222 bringing the paratrooper squad low, and they have to retreat under 50 cal fire. AA half-track pulls all the way back to the base to try and retake the cutoff from Luvnest, who is pushing the middle and left side simultaneously during the course of that engagement to get all of this territory under his control and cut off all of Looney's resource income from the right side. Armor-piercing rounds force that lieutenant to retreat right there. And probably also that rifle squad. Now it looks like Looney's about to be completely contained in his base. AT gun is set up for any counterattack towards the middle, while a grenadier squad and machine gun take control of all territory here on the right side. If Luvnest does not lose any victory points from this point forward, he will take a 380 VP victory, as Axis may be very difficult for Looney to top.
This is a nice spot of land, and it is ours. Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Grenadiers move towards the cutoff again. This Grenadier squad taking the right side strategic point. Teller mine going down right there, and an AT gun is moving to protect against any counterattack from the cutoff. AA half-track moves to engage on the left side of the map. Will force a retreat from that LMG Grenadier. 222 is making a pretty dangerous maneuver against the AA half-track right here. I'm not entirely sure this is going to succeed. It's falling extremely low. I don't think there was even any autocannon fire right there. It's just really flimsy against the machine guns, and it goes down quite quickly. Luvnest overestimating the abilities of his autocannon a little bit right there. There goes those two squads, both forced to retreat. That one in real danger of getting wiped. Rounds the corner just barely in time. Lieutenant and paratroopers will both get to safety. AT gunshot does connect with the AA half-track, has to pull back. I think that's 3 successful shots or more. Either way, Vet 1 on that AT gun will be a priority for Looney to try and clear that. He is trying to take control of the left side with the rear echelon troops over there, and riflemen are trying to retake control of the right side cutoff. AT gun has been paradropped in the base to protect against potential of Oster Tier 3, which was probably quite good foresight since it has been built and a Panzer IV is on its way. Luvnest still is not locked into commander and has access to close air support if he needs it, but depending on how fuel control goes for the next 5 to 10 minutes, pretty decent chance of a Tiger later in the game as well, depending on how well Looney can defend himself against that tank. Meanwhile, Looney himself is up to 129 fuel and may want to consider teching Tier 4 eventually, but there's no real hurry for him to do that right now, with only 20 fuel coming in and map control being pretty weak. He's probably going to have to go pretty hard into infantry and paratroopers just to survive and maintain map control, not to mention all of the manpower bleed this Panzer IV is about to inflict upon him. Over here on the left side, Minesweeper takes control of the victory point and Grenadiers move to take control of the fuel. MG42 moves to take control of the stuff here in the center, setting up in a slightly further back position. Grenadiers moving up to the front, provided vision. AA half-track will spot those Grenadiers, force them to retreat a little bit. The terrain here in the middle, the hill between them, will protect those Grenadiers from harm from the autocannon.
The enemy still has 300 points.
Couple squads healing and reinforcing on the ambulance before making their way back to the front line. AT gun is out and will move to try and push the Panzer IV away from this area while the lieutenant tries to get it captured. AA half-track is defending against a flamethrower flank from right there. AT gun is moving to counter now. This AT gun will push away the Panzer IV, and this 50 cal will be forced to retreat away from the American forces, pushing across the north. Grenade toss doesn't connect. AT gun does not connect either. The entire left side has been recaptured by Luvnest, and other forces are making their way right to try and get a little more territory back. Big hit from the Panzer IV right there.
The enemy is taking our territory. Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Grenade toss forces a retreat from that Grenadier squad. AT gun is a little hesitant to cross the river and get aggressive against that Panzer IV. Probably for good reason. AA half-track is in a lot of danger. Will kite away from those Grenadiers. No engine damage, should be able to get repaired. And there's a Stug on the field for Luvnest, who's going quite hard into Tier 3. Still no commander selection, 10 CPs into the game. Rear echelon troops take control of this strategic point here in the north. Riflemen over here on the right side getting control of the fuel point. Paratroopers will be forced back towards the ambulance by this Panzer IV, which is up to 7 kills now. Minesweeper Pyos making their way towards this sector. Minesweepers or flamethrowers gonna get wiped, I think. Apparently the game ended. Seems kind of weird that Looney would surrender right as he was about to get that big wipe right there. About to kill a flamethrower. I think Looney surrendered, I guess. That's what probably happened. Which means Luvnest takes game 1 with 380 victory points remaining as Axis. Looney will have to try to recover the series from here.